Hello, this is Miho. How are you guys doing? Hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm gonna talk about the focus. Focus internal instead of external. What does that mean? So focusing on internal self is focusing on people, for instance, outside of you. So you constantly think about how to please them, what do they think of you, and how do they react. And you react to their reactions too. You react to what they feel or what they say to you. So when things are not going well, you feel really down because you were told such and such, or you felt, from outside or people, bad feeling, for instance, and you feel really bad or unhappy or agitated. So when you live your life focusing on external self, your life itself, because you live your daily life, which has a lot of things happening to you, so you feel up and down. That's very normal. You'll never be a flat, always, steady. You're not the robot, right? As a human, you have a lot of emotions. But when you focus external self, you feel like literally a roller coaster, up and down, and you feel exhausted and you feel really bad about yourself, because when you focus on the outside of yourself, the people themselves are very finicky creature. It could be really good in the mood and could be really bad in mood, and that itself has nothing to do with you. And all the people have their own lives to live, which includes a lot of good things and bad things and, just random things. And when you focus on other people's feelings, that you might get bad treatment, for instance, but it might have nothing to do with you. It just, they might have the really, really bad days, and they just took it out on you, but you just don't feel that way, or you don't read that deep, because you're focusing on the outside of yourself. So you feel really bad and they put you down, or you feel like you're not treated well. And when you do this, I used to do this, I really wanted to get the approval from my parents, and I try hard and harder and even harder. But the thing was that there's no end to it. There's no goal for them to say, okay, you're good enough, right? So you try and try as a child, because as a child, you learn to observe what the parents see and thinks. You almost like see the world through their eyes, by their reactions and how do they think and what they say about life or you personally. And you believe that because the parents are the first people that you encounter and give unconditional love to. So you totally put the full trust on them. And if you treat it really well, your life, get really stable, and you have the confidence build up in a very sturdy base. But if, for instance, parents are finicky or not fulfilled or very unstable or agitated, you have no base to it, because it's always kind of unstable. So when you have something bad happen to you, you just have no base to come back to build your confidence on. And you try to always please them, because that's what the kids do. They just want, their approval, want their happy face. It's like instinctive and more like survival mode as well. And parents are humans too. They learn and they have their own lives going, and if they're not fulfilled themselves, they themselves are not stable, so that to see the world through their eyes, it could be very warped and it could be very harsh, right? So when you become an adult, you have your own choice to make, and that's when you really shift. Instead of focusing outside, you start to focusing internal self, focusing on the self, how you feel. And that would be your priority. Being comfortable spot inside of yourself is your priority. Feeling good about yourself, because try to please others, it'll be no end to it. And it could really suck the life out of you, because there's no way to please others, because there's no end to it. Instead, use that energy to yourself. Try to really focus on yourself, be comfortable, be peaceful, and harmonize with yourself. Then, because you're fulfilled, you don't need to ask for the approval from the others, because you're already fulfilled. You have the way to energize yourself, not from the others. When you're focusing on external self, you try to gain this energy or the love from outside. You depend on what they give you, and if this person is full of love, you will get the love. But if they don't, you don't get anything. Maybe you'll get the bad treatment, and so you're just constantly looking for something to fulfill from outside, which is so finicky because they're all over, right? And to rely on their finicky status, it makes your life like total like up and down on all those like screaming roller coaster. It makes your life hard. So it doesn't matter if that's the parents or friends or the people they are humans too. So you need to understand that they go through their lives ups and downs, and some of them are fulfilled, but some are not. And that's out of your control. So when you become an adult, you have the choice. You realize that you have the choice to focus either external thing or internal self. And when you have that shift, when you find a shifting point, it makes the life much easier. No matter what kind of environment you brought up, you can make this shift. Really focus on yourself and start to fulfilling yourself instead of relying on external things to fulfill you, which could be very hectic. And when you rely on outside external things, you just have no control over. They control you, and it creates a chaos because people are finicky and could be all over, right? So find a comfortable spot in yourself, internal self. That's the most important thing, so that you take your time, to just be, or find something to really please you. Spend more time to yourself with healthcare, exercise, just try to get rid of all the junk, thoughts out of you. Really focusing on yourself, self-care, and like yourself, and just be in the comfort zone. So that's how you really stabilize yourself. And then all of a sudden you realize that you're too busy focusing on yourself. So what other people think of you or other people are saying, it really doesn't matter to you much anymore, because you're focusing on yourself and you're fulfilled. You can generate your own energy by yourself, not relying on other people's finicky attitude, right? So learn that shift makes your life much easier to live, focusing on yourself, not the external self. Okay, so see you soon.